So, for a few minutes to come in. Hi, Abby. Ooh. Hey, everybody. Thank you for coming. I'm just waiting for a few more people to come in. So, I hope everybody's doing okay tonight. Just waiting for some of my YouTube people. So, as I mentioned last time, we're probably going to be doing some giveaways for reaching, I guess, the 4,000 amount of followers on my Facebook. However, I forgot to advertise it this week, so I'm going to postpone it to next Wednesday, just so that we can postpone it or let people know about it. And otherwise, some people might come here and say, "Hey, how come I didn't know it?" But yeah, we'll be giving away some free stuff next Wednesday. Thank you, my followers, for helping me reach 4,000. As I mentioned, anybody who doesn't know who I am, my name's Ken Mason. I'm a psychic medium. I've been doing this for 30 years, and I just love giving out free messages to people. Wherever they come in. Just want to message right up front, though, that I pick up by what my spirit guide is or what I'm drawn to. So if I don't read you tonight, it's just because I haven't just weren't there to be selected, I guess, or my guide said, pick somebody else. But anyway, I try as best as I can to get as many people in. So we'll see who we get. Just trying to refocus here. Yeah, I have no idea why I'm doing this. Let's pick somebody. Andrea Reese. Okay, so you asked for your dad. He's got a big smile on his face, and I get the feeling from him is that he's just letting you know that with a few changes and whatnot, you guys will be moving into much more of a favorable life, whatever you want to call it. So the first thing he wants you to know is that, a few things about money. It's got to be a little change here and there, and sometimes you may feel you don't have enough money, but certainly money has to be spent out. Um, but there's a little change you can do on the other side of it as well. Watching what you're spending and so on and so forth. Um, but I do see being comfortable with money, and even shows you kind of sitting on a deck and just relaxing with a drink in your hand. Um, he says that's always the goal for people, is to be in a place where you can be really comfortable, and just sit back and realize that you are successful in life. Even though we fail in certain areas, we move towards, once we um, tell ourselves that what we failed in wasn't all that bad, and that we corrected our paths when we did fail, then we're a success. I think failure in life is if we don't correct our mistakes. If we do something and then we correct our mistakes, or we don't do it again, then to me that's a success. Um, he is saying that there's a family getting to get together soon. I don't know why I see little kids running around. There's certainly a small girl running around that's going to be, very close to you for some reason. But he says it's an important family get together, and it's something about things being fixed or put in its place, and that you won't have to worry too much about kids. Otherwise, he says, have a good time, and stop worrying about other people you can't do anything about. Anyway, so that's all I have for you. Hopefully that makes sense for you. So where are you here? Just saw you here. So Tracy, from what I'm getting from them, is not very quickly, but he may have to look around in different areas before he gets something that will help him. Okay, so looks like we have a scammer here. So Gonzalez Laura. Please ignore her, everyone. Okay, so so Julie Wentz. Okay, so I got a message from an older lady here for you, and she's referring to saying, I don't know if this is your mother, grandmother, but she says there's a few children of hers that are also with her on the other side. And she's also mentioning something about you having a child on the other side as well. And there seems to be something with where you're living. I don't know if this is something that you want to do as an either move or renovate, but it could also be something that needs to be repaired, and it's going to be, it's something about this that's going to make you a little bit nervous. I'm not quite sure what's going on here, and they're just saying, you're either going to have to deal with it or you're just going to have to move out. I'm also getting a message from a man who said he's very proud of you. Probably could be your dad or grandfather, because he says you've survived a lot of uh, heat, is the way he would put it. So I guess there was some stuff going on that you had to deal with, and issues with other people that kind of put you in a place where you didn't know where to go, who to take care of, and who not to take care of. In the end, though, I kind of feel that there's a kind of a guidance coming up for you, almost like a friend who's going to help you kind of see things, or move you in a direction that they feel that you're probably better off for. So I'm looking at the cards here, and the first thing that comes up, the fear of poverty, having to spend money, and so on and so forth. But then we have, a bit down the road, we have the success with money. So whatever you're going to have to spend out is not going to, make you have to live in a tent or anything. We also have the knight in shining armor. So again, as I mentioned, the person who's going to come in and help you and guide you in a way. It could also be, if you're in a relationship, getting more support. And also knowing your path as you move down. So they want to know there's 13 family members in your house. They're all, in spirit. They're all kind of watching over you and generating a lot of energy. You may feel yourself, getting sudden shivers, because they'd like to walk through you or give you energy, which often causes shivers. I'm sure it's your mother, but she says she likes to lie in bed with you when you try to go to sleep, just to talk to you and let you know. But I always tell people that if you sit there and you suddenly think of somebody and you actually say, why am I thinking of that person? That's because they're talking to you. You didn't start the conversation. Other than that, I don't see anything really major coming for you over the next little while, and they're not giving me anything indication that there is. So just kind of know that they're there, and none of them want you to say that you need them, because they know you do. They just want you, to accept their help, I guess. Anyway, that's all I have for you. I hope that helps. A message from my past husband or a friend who passed 4 months ago. I'll try with the friend. I mean, sometimes because their families, they have better luck with family members instead of friends. So, from your partner. So, the first card I pulled up for your partner was the romance card. So, it's a symbol from them saying that they're still around and they're still giving you a lot of love and appreciation. And, it was the feeling I get from him is he felt that you were a great part of his life and he really appreciates everything you did for him, even though sometimes he wouldn't say it. But you support him a lot in his life, and he greatly appreciates that. He also says that he's there because you suddenly think of him for no apparent reason, and he suddenly, you'll feel the bed move, and he hasn't left the place you live. He hasn't left you. And he still likes to sit there at breakfast and watch you either eat or rush around and whatnot, get things done. And he's kind of sorry he left too soon. Really wasn't his desire to leave too soon. But he certainly left a lot of people behind that are still either grieving or missing him. But just let him know that he is still around and taking care of things on the spiritual side and guiding you. Um, you know, so when you sit down and relax, he's sitting beside you, and if you all of a sudden feel your palms start to tingle, then that's him holding your hand. Um, he says, "Don't worry. He doesn't want you to be alone. So if you want somebody new, then get somebody new, and just don't be alone." Um, he also says that he's moving to make your negativity in your life a lot smoother, so that you don't have to stress out about things. So he's removing people from your life and guiding other people to not be negative with you. And he's referring there to family members. So he's just being very protective for you. Um, uh, Other than that, he says everything's good. He's happy. You know, he's happy that you're happy, and the more positive you are, the more happier you'll be. And once you're happy, then you can help other people, or heal other people, or use your abilities to help other people. Don't know why he says he can walk and he can dance. I don't know if that means anything to you, but um, so that's all I'm getting for you. So I hope that helps. You have an opportunity for a new job. Should I take it? Let's see what the cards say. Um, so the message is for you in this case that um, it says you should, but I'm not going to be 100% sure with that, because it says that if you take this new job, it might be a bit of time to adjust. I don't know why there seems to be a move there too, or maybe you change apartments or whatever. But the message is before you do your job, then go out and take a walk and see if it's good for you, and if you feel it's good for you, then do it. The card shows here that if you do it, you'll be happy in the long run, but you won't be happy at the front of it. So I'm just going to leave it at you, and I'll let you follow your heart. Okay, so Sandy Kordick, general message. So the message I'm getting for you right now is to kind of look at your family and make sure that everybody's in the right path or the right connection with each other. I do feel that there's going to be change in the family that's going to be more on the negative side. So I would probably, cherish your family, make sure everybody's close by and can communicate with each other. This is not like tomorrow, it could be the next year or two, whatever, but it's just saying, bring the family back together, make sure everybody's okay. And you'll certainly be a lot more confident, and you'll have an emotional victory over the next little while. So whatever happens, maybe that emotional victory. Your spiritual abilities will grow as well as you start focusing on other people's ideas, thoughts, desires. At the same time, making sure you have a 50% of your time to yourself. Otherwise, you just may be drowned by other people's complaints and worries and whatnot. And if you keep doing that, then you won't have any time for your own worries and thoughts and so on and so forth. So yeah, I would just take some time, 50%, and just, like I said, go out for a walk, be away from people, and just spend that bit of time you can just by yourself to get that the the mind cleared of all the clutter that's being sent to you by other people. Um, Especially since you're an empath. Empath's usually one of the worst things. Anyway, so that's all I have for you. It's the message for you. Okay, so okay, guidance reading. Mm-hmm. Sorry, Bernard's humming inside my head. So okay, so general message is there's a few things you want in life right now, and I see one probably a trip or traveling somewhere, and it's kind of time for you to start putting money away from that. So to put money away, you may have to juggle a bit. You may have to stop spending on this to that. Put your $25 in the account and not touch it. Um, and especially maybe because there's romance in the air. So it could be if you have a partner, you guys deciding on a trip, or if it's a new person, perhaps a trip with that new person. But it's certainly a time for you to kind of focus on what's important for you. Moving away from negativity and moving into a possible relationship or people around you that are far more positive than they have been. And again, like, just getting the feeling that maybe you're just trying to solve too many problems that aren't yours, and let those go and let people solve their own issues in life. That's what the issues are there for, is for them to learn how to deal with it. As well as making sure you're taking care of your health. um, Make sure you eat properly. uh, Go for walks, whatever makes you feel better. um, it doesn't mean you have anything problem. It just means that just make sure that that since you're going to be living for a long time, just make sure that if you take care of your body, they will take care of you. um, you're going to want your body to be okay in your 80s or 90s. So just nothing major, just kind of keep focus on it, what you're eating and exercises and all that kind of stuff. uh, you know so that's all I have for you. Okay, so that was for Amanda Buffum. Thank you for coming. um, okay, sorry, and out. I'm talking to an older lady. I believe this could be adult, a grandmother or a great grandmother, whichever one. And it's just kind of a message that, yes, you will succeed if you do one thing. The one thing is that make sure that you finish your education and that you work hard for it. And she says, it's going to be a little bit of a battle with this. Um, she does feel that whichever one you're looking for, Excuse me. You'll end up being successful, but the thing she also says is that be careful of your romance. So if you're with somebody, you may have to, take the time to not spend time with them so that you can focus on what you want in your career. If you don't have a romance, cards are kind of saying one is coming, but is it worth the romance for you to, you know, maybe sideline some of your training or stuff just to be with them? Or is it better for you just to finish your career and or finish education and start your career and then have a relationship? If you have one, then focusing on that relationship. So it just says, and that's probably one of your major decisions to be made. And she says, one of the things you want to avoid of all, obviously, is to get pregnant. So there's kind of indication here that you're going to be working hard to succeed, and that you will succeed. You will finish both. But those are the kind of the things that are hanging around that may cause a pause or a rethink of what you're doing. It says, follow your heart, follow your strength. Your strength is the intelligence you have. And if you stay strong to your desires, then you will succeed. Nobody can stop you. Just don't waver. Anyway, so that's all I have for you. Thank you for coming. So was it Leanne Garcia? Yeah. So so one of the things she's laughing and kind of being very happy is, first of all, I don't know if it's you or somebody else, but she says there's a butt in the oven in the family. It's a little while. But she also says, and I don't know if you're having an issue with the relationship, but she just says this person you're having a lot of conflicts with, are they worth to keep around? If you're not happy with that, then you kind of need to move on. She's also showing a change in living environments, which usually means that you may be moving or somebody moves in, moves out, but over the next little while, you're going to have to change your living environments. Again, if you're having a baby, that would do it as well. And she also says, kind of be careful with money because you're going to need it as you move forward. So if somebody's asking for money, don't give it to them. So it's just kind of her saying, if you're stuck in a situation, you have to step back and saying, is that situation or is that person worth fighting for or fighting with? And then that's when you have to become very logical and don't use your emotions. And just has to go for your health and your own happiness for the rest of your life. Otherwise, she's kind of hanging around your house and helping you make decisions. I don't know. She used to make you peanut butter and jam sandwiches, but she's mentioning that and saying that's the best food to give kids when you're in a rush. Lots of energy and sugar and get them going. They may crash in an hour, but hey, at least you got them out of the house. Anyway. So she says, love you, and off she goes. Anyway. Yeah, sorry, that was your mother, not your grandmother, your mother. Anyway, so I hope that helps in some way. I don't know why I say grandmother, but it's your mother. A little slow tonight. And Julie Wentz, it could very well be a miscarriage or something that you've had, or a child you haven't had. It's not the daughter you have. She was just referring to somebody that. Okay, so just a second here. Okay. Can everybody still see me? Can everybody, am I frozen here? So have I frozen? No, I'm getting messages, so I must not have frozen. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you, dear. Apparently I'm back. Okay, so where was I here? Okay. Apparently I've frozen. I didn't realize I froze, so hopefully everybody heard the last message. So let's go continue on. So let's go. That one. Brianna Bunzel. Yeah, but if it isn't crazy, it's boring. What's going on here? So I got a message from your spirit guide. Just letting you know that all the chaos is going to kind of stop soon. It's an adjustment to what's going to happen in the near future, which is going to be fairly good for you. As a message I get is start to plan for your future. There's a few changes coming, not like ending relationships or anything like that, but certainly a few changes coming. The first card I have here is a new addition to the family, but that doesn't necessarily mean a child. It could also mean an animal. It could be somebody getting married or whatnot. We also have, though, time for you in the 6 months or so to find some contentment, go out and have some relax and get away from people. But romance as well. So if this means that you getting pregnant or romance getting better, well, that's something we all like to have. But the cards are just indicating that over the next little while that the movement is going to be very positive. In about 6 months, you'll be able to sit down and take the deep breath and say, oh, finally, it's over. And you'll be able to put your feet up and let somebody else do the cleaning. Yeah. I always do that when people say that. Because if I do the cleaning for my wife, then it ends up she does it anyways because she says I miss things and that she just redoes the cleaning because she just doesn't like the way I do it. So why ask me? I think that's the same thing between most men and wives. I just see that the happiness coming your way, within after about 6 months, and you may be still going over and up and down for a bit, but it's just the adjustment to the new phase of your life. Yeah. So I hope that helps, and thank you for coming. Remember, everyone, if you like what we do here, we appreciate if you uh, sorry, if you follow us, or subscribe on our YouTube. Um, we also offer online reads, and uh, or you can come to us personally. Check out our geez, what's going on with my head right now? Our services to see what we offer, and we have stuff starting at $25 all the way to $85. So I'm sure there's something in there that you might, if you're interested. I'm sure we could find some place for you. Um, anyway, so let's continue on. I am distracted tonight. I'm sure all you guys would have realized that by now. Julie Wentz, I hope you heard the last thing I said to you, that it's probably more of a child you were supposed to have that she's mentioning, not one that's passing. They don't mention when kids are going to pass in that regard. They never tell anybody that people are going to pass. So, okay, like I said, just maybe you're supposed to have a second child. Okay, so let's see if we can get this here. Tiffany Lush Locknet. Okay, so that's the grandparents. Sorry to hear that, child. Okay, so the first one that comes up is a female. It says that she's your grandmother. Uh, don't know why she has a bit of an accent, but anyway. And she's holding the child in front of us, and in front of her, and saying, you know what? She says, don't worry about the child is with me. Um, all children from the family are taken care of by spirits on the other side. So, when you lose somebody, be aware that they are immediately taken care of by the other side. So they're not lost. They're with family, and sometimes being very annoying. She also says that the child is often in your house and moving things, or you may feel yourself being touched as well. But and she just loves being around you, and just wants she's very very proud of you. So your grandfather also wants to know that he likes to leave coins around the house for you. And it's just something he says that's something about your toes that you have to be careful of, or perhaps you have something going on with your toes. He says just make sure that you have that taken care of. And he also says you walk on one foot oddly. I don't know. Anyway, because he's laughing, so maybe he's just poking fun at how you walk. He says, the other side of the world, he says, is very beautiful. He sits there and he dances with your grandmother, and they all have a good time. He likes to take you out of your body at night. He likes to bring you to places that you've always wanted to go. And he says every once in a while when you cross over, you do see your child. Um, just simply because you guys get together and you talk during the night when your body's asleep. So again, he's very proud of you. He just wants you to know. It says everything's okay, everything's good. It's just watch your spending and watch your health. So otherwise, everything else will fall into place the way it's supposed to, in the way that they're helping you with. Um, keep your doors locked, it says. Anyway, that's all I have for you. And thank you for coming tonight. Okay. Where we going? So, Tanya Thomas. Okay, so if you're wondering about love, I kind of feel that over the next little while, if you're not in a relationship, you may be going through a few ups and downs with dates or whatnot. If you're in a relationship, there's going to be a bit of stress there as well. I see the mother-in-law card there, which just means you guys may be arguing about things that most people argue about, or just maybe more than you think is normal. It just feels like one or two of you are going to be in a very stressful situation, and you just may feel that, I don't know, uh, that you're not being supported, or you're just not getting the positive time or positive energy to deal with negative stuff. But it's just over the next 6 months you're going to be in a bit of a negative spot when it comes to relationships or people. Work wise, you're going to be successful. I think there's going to be movement with that. Um, Simply because you're going to be able to enjoy life, and you're going to be able to take a deep breath and say, okay, well, now I know where I'm headed, and you don't have to worry about that. And once that happens, the finances will be fine as well. Because I see, possibly with either a new job or whatnot, that you may have more money coming in. And again, with the relationship, there may be money there as well if a new one comes in. But at this point in time, I just feel that negativity when it comes to relationships, or a relationship that you may be in, and it just may be time to just kind of, spend some time away, or at least some hours during the day away from dealing with people. Um, anyway, I hope that helps, and thanks for coming. Yeah, so sorry, I'm a little distracted tonight. I was trying to get my keyboard and my iPad to work, but now I got to buy a new one. So, can't afford it, but hey, I'll have to wait for it. Mhm. Okay, so what will my future be? So it looks like your future, according to the cards, at least for the next 2 years, are going to be very comfortable. It doesn't seem like there's anything major going happening. I see a success with money, uh, as well as you know contentment and being able to work on things you haven't been able to work on for a while. But you also have somewhere in the family. There's also going to be a new life coming in. Um, so again, sometimes I say that there's a new child coming in, but sometimes it's just a new animal as well because they are part of the family. Um, and I'm just feeling that even though there's some minor negativities coming, they're just going to kind of be the ones where you're going to say, "Ah, not again," and just deal with them, and they'll just go away. Especially, in the next little while, there's going to be people asking for, or a couple of people asking for money, and the advice for the money is just to not give money and just let them make their own money. Um, there's no point in giving people your money that you've worked hard on. So I'm talking to your grandmother about your son. He's doing very well. He's always around you. I see him like kissing you on the like right about here on the on the side of the face. Um, so every once in a while, I don't know if you do this or you feel that something's touched you there, but he likes to walk up and just give you a kiss there. The message I get from him is that he misses you too, and he hears you talk to him all the time. He talks to you in your own voice. Um, so he also wants to say he's sorry for leaving so soon, because he had things to do, and everybody had things to do, and he just left too soon. Um, and he's really working hard at you being happier. Um, and certainly moving a lot of negativity out from you and saying, you know what, things are good. So I wouldn't worry too much. Um, so things will move. He also misses you. I see him as you're going to sleep with him, sleeping in the bed with you. So I don't think he moves too far away from you at any particular time. Unless, of course, you're probably in the shower. I don't think he'd be there. But um, I think there's a very strong connection there, and that you'll see him when you cross over. Anyway, so that's all I have for you, and thank you for coming. Okay, go in. August Kulas. Kulas. Okay. So the first message I'm seeing about health wise, and the first card is basically saying, you know what, let's go. It's time to move forward and end negativity. So it's kind of a sign to me is that um, it doesn't mean that it's going to be fixed. I don't know what it is, but it just says, I see you being happier and doing things you've wanted to do or have always liked to do. Um, and I certainly see on the last part of the cards, the romance cards. So if you're looking for romance or if you have a romance, obviously that's going to increase. Um, but take time to relax and take it easy, and don't push too hard to recover. Um, and certainly get rid of all the negativity around you. But the cards are just saying like, well, hey, let's go, and move forward and do the things you want to do that you can do. I see you around for a long time. I don't see you like your body giving up or anything. It's just a matter, I guess. Like, let me just do another card here. I think it's just let the process go by, I guess, is kind of what I heard. So the first card I have here is being battle weary over what you're doing. But the next card is, being logical and being able to plan for your future and move forward and being happy. So the cards are kind of saying, or these cards are kind of saying the same thing. Just, everything will be okay. Just don't worry too much. Enjoy life. Hopefully that helps. Thank you for coming. Let's go all the way down here for new people, because I keep forgetting to do that. All right, Catherine, welcome to our group. Today, I saw somebody. Sorry, I'm yeah, the iPad's fine. It's the keyboard that's broken. Donna. And where are you? I can't seem to find you. Sorry, I saw one person I wanted to read. Now it goes by fairly fast, and sometimes it's just hard for me to see. Let's go all the way back down here. Okay, so Anne Marie would love a message. Okay, so your message, your cards that come up are all positive. And the one thing I kind of see here is, time for you to go and achieve what you've wanted to achieve in life, or started to put time in for that. And I think it's just you seeing that, or realizing that you need to make yourself happy, and start focusing on yourself to make sure that you're happy and everybody else around you is happy. Women are the core of the family, and if you're not happy, nobody's happy. I also see a change in living environment. So, either somebody's coming in, child or person, or somebody's moving out, or you're moving to a new place, but definitely a move in your living environment. It's almost like I see you, being moved 90 degrees so you see something different when you sit down. Maybe you're just rearranging furniture, but you're going to see something different where you're living. I've seen it as being an animal too, because with animal in there, you have to make sure they don't eat everything. You also see you needing to take care of somebody that's a bit older than you. Take a bit of care of them or keeping an eye on them. You may feel that they're getting older, so you have to keep more of pay attention to them. But we also have on this side contentment and being able to enjoy life and rely on other people to help you with what you need to do instead of having to do it all by yourself. And the message I get to is that um, I don't know why I would just take some time on water. For some reason, I see on a kayak or somebody's on a kayak, and it just means to me that it's time to spend some time on the water and do some outdoor stuff. Anyway, that's all I have for you. Thank you for coming. Okay. And thank all of you for coming. It's been great seeing you all. And like I said, we'll see you next Wednesday. We're hoping that we can celebrate our success and pass it on to you guys. So anyway, take care, everyone.